Like if I got one of you to come up here and scream at the top of your fucking lungs, you would feel radically different. I can assure you, when Casey was 16 years old, sitting in his neck brace at home, and he read, what did you read, Crush It?
Yeah, Crush It, Things Grow Rich.
Exactly. Casey knew who he was going to become, right? He knew it, he felt it. He thought it, he felt it, and he aligned himself with that potential reality. And any negative thought that comes in, it's about having a toolkit to eradicate those thoughts. And that is the power of intention. And so how do you align that intention with your possible reality? Because every possible, there are infinite possible realities in here. Everything from you with a $10 million business, fucking rock hard abs, to dead in a ditch. You know what I mean? Like, it is fucking vast. So how do you align yourself with the one that you want? Well, I used to say this thing, what you think is what you feel, and what you feel is your experience of life. And this is important, but I found that after a while of living this wasn't always true. Because what would happen is some sort of external scenario would happen, and it would start to affect my feelings, right? Something negative happens in your life. And it didn't matter how much good thoughts I was jamming in there. You know, if I was doing that, then my feelings were pretty good. But when something outside happens, instantly negative feelings are going to come up. Your physiology is going to change. And that can affect your thoughts. When a negative experience happens, your feelings are what receives that first. Your feelings are what starts to react first. And so I realized that it wasn't linear. It wasn't thoughts lead to feelings, which leads to reality. It was thoughts plus feelings equals reality. And so when I learned that, I started to understand how in each situation I had to change things. On a day-to-day level, setting intention, it started with my thoughts. It starts with my morning. It starts with laying out exactly not only what I want to get done that day, but how I want to feel that day, who I want to help that day, understanding what I needed to do. And so at the day-to-day level, that is what allowed me to create consistent change. But okay, what about in situations where my body leads? Understanding the mind-body connection, it's what allows you to get your physiology straight. And so there's days where even when I'm putting my thoughts in, I can feel stress in my body, right? If stress manifests itself in your physical body all the time. I experience this on a day-to-day basis. And so what can you do to start to change how you feel? Well, look at physiology, right? Like many of us, how many of you aren't sitting up that straight in your chairs, right? Your spine, a straight spine, when you have that, when you stand, when you sit, this is your connection to energy. This is your energy flow, your spine being straight. That is what is important. So I started to pay attention to posture, right? Well, how do you feel more powerful? You stand up straight, your chest is out, you talk louder, you use hand gestures. Like if I got one of you to come up here and scream at the top of your fucking lungs, you would feel radically different than you did whenever you walked up here. And that's it. It's like, how can I hack the way that I feel so that my thoughts, because if I'm present, I can control the thoughts. And then if I can hack the way that I can feel, well, these two can be aligned in power. And then through intention, I can have exactly what it is that I want to have. And it may not come right now because you have to understand, like, life, external reality, is a delayed mirror of current internal reality. Remember me saying that a little bit ago? Remember that. What you feel now will manifest itself in some time. Direct reflection. And so this is the recipe for self-transformation. Everything that I've been talking about, it becomes an art form because, dude, like I am every year trying to set something new out. So I told you guys I first experienced self-transformation in my battle with addiction, right? Then the next thing that I had to do is I had to lose a shit ton of weight. So like when I used to use, I never ate. And then when I got sober, I started just maxing food and I gained like 50 pounds and I had to lose all of that. And then I became very health focused. Then this last year, like I'm a big guy, right? Like I'm 5'11", 210. And so this last year I said, what do I hate more than anything? Because I was really trying to make myself hard. I said, okay, well I hate running more than anything in the world. And I couldn't even run a mile. Last week of December last year. Ran my first mile and I said, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna run a 50-mile ultra marathon in the fall. I didn't realize what a lofty goal that was. I didn't understand what I was even doing. I just said, you know what? Fuck that, I'm doing it. And what happened is every single day, all year I ran. I've run over 1,000 miles this year. And every single day, my intention, my body, my actions were all aligned to that end goal. And so August 16th, I'll tell you, I went out to this 50-mile ultra marathon and it was one of the most powerful learning experiences I've had in the last couple of years because I didn't finish this race. So I go out there, I had never even considered the fact that I might not finish this race. And what happened is, so I did all my training on concrete and on flat surface, and this was a mountain race. And so I knew this mountain was there, but it was just a graph on a screen I didn't understand. And so at 17 miles, I had to scale from, the whole race was at 6,000 feet, and I didn't train at any elevation. So then at 17 miles, I had to scale from 6,000 feet to 10,000 feet over the course of 5 miles. And that mountain took a piece of me I'll never get back. And so coming into the 32-mile checkpoint, there was a 2 p.m. cutoff. I had been running for 10 hours. And I rolled through at 2:03 and got disqualified. And it was one of the most powerful learning experiences I've ever had because I've never pushed so hard for something and not made it. And now, like I was gonna go on to do an Ironman in 2020, but I decided now that I won't let myself go do that until I go back to that race and beat it. And so this was a big learning experience for me because what I learned is, all these things that I talk about, all these things that I'm learning, you can be totally aligned, but life may tell you you're not ready. On that day, the stars might not align. And you cannot let that stop. You cannot let that stop. Because what that tells me is there's something that I did. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that challenge. And I don't see it in how I frame things. I don't see it as a major loss. I see it as an opportunity for growth. I've never had to work for 2 years for any single task in my life. And so I had the responsibility to understand what was going on. And think about what the word, so like the more I study and the more I learn, like I've started to look at like different words, like what does the word responsibility mean? And this goes all the way back to owning your shit. What does the word responsibility mean? It means you have the ability to respond. You have the ability to choose how you respond. And this is how you keep your intention strong, your language strong, your physiology strong, because it doesn't matter what happens to you in your life, the worst shit in the world, you have the ability to choose how you respond. And one of the last things that I'm going to leave you with today is the responsibility to choose how you are in the moment. Your entire life will not be defined by what you have done, because past, future, it's all fake. The only thing that ever exists is right now. And so what you do right now, what you do in this moment, every single day, will determine the outcome of your life. So choose today Choose now to deal with your shit, to set your intentions, to own your mind and your body and your spirit so that you can own your business. It is very, very important because if you do not choose now, you will be left with the stuff that has happened to you, and that will define who you are.
Let's go.
All right, guys, I appreciate you guys listening to me. I never use slides. I never plan for a speech. I kind of go on feeling. So I appreciate your guys' energy. I appreciate you guys for being here. And I want you guys to appreciate yourselves for being here. You've made a huge commitment just in even coming to an event, investing in yourself, in creating the opportunity for change. Step one, day one, at all times. You guys have the ability to do it right now. So thank you guys for being here. Thank yourselves for being here. It's a powerful experience.